If you're watching this right now, pause for a second. Tell me, have you ever believed in something so deeply, so purely, that the very same thing ended up breaking you? If yes, then this story is for you. And if you're new here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because stories like these, they might just stay with you forever. Ethan Walker stood at the window of his small 2-bedroom apartment, clutching a crayon drawing his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, had proudly made. She had drawn herself holding both his hands, smiling wide as if the sun lived inside her chest. The drawing said, "Daddy is my hero." Those 4 words were all Ethan had. Some days that he was a single dad, not by choice, but by heartbreak. His ex-wife, Kelly, had walked out when Lily was 4, chasing a life that didn't include responsibility, stability, or Ethan's steady heart. He had spent years trying to fill the emptiness she left, but he never let Lily feel the storm inside him. "Daddy," Lily called from behind him, rubbing her sleepy eyes. "Are we still going to the community fair?" Ethan turned, wearing a smile he didn't fully feel. "Of course we are, Bug. Go get your shoes." That day, the fair felt like a different world. Warm lights, laughter, cotton candy drifting through the air. Lily tugged his hand, pulling him toward a booth where volunteers were guiding kids through painting little clay pots. "Hi there," a woman said, smiling as Lily eagerly jumped into the activity. Ethan looked up, and that's when he saw her, Grace Mitchell. She had soft auburn hair tied in a messy bun, freckles scattered across her cheeks like tiny constellations, and eyes that carried both kindness and exhaustion in equal measure. She was a kindergarten teacher volunteering for the event, guiding each child with gentle patience. "Your daughter's very focused," she said as Lily hunched over her pot. "She gets it from her mother," Ethan replied before correcting himself. "I mean, from her mom's artistic side." Grace tilted her head. "And what does she get from you?" Ethan chuckled lightly. "Stubbornness? Definitely stubbornness." Their laughter felt easy, almost natural, like warmth that didn't ask for permission. That night, when Ethan tucked Lily into bed, she whispered, "Daddy, Miss Grace said my pot looks like sunshine. Do you think she'll be at school tomorrow?" He brushed her hair back. "I think she might." What Ethan didn't admit, what he didn't dare admit, was that he hoped so too. Over the weeks that followed, Grace came into their lives like a slow sunrise. She never rushed, never pushed her way in. She simply showed up, kind, steady, and patient. She saw Ethan not as the broken man he feared he was, but as a father who loved his daughter with everything he had, and Lily adored her. They would bake together, paint together, read together. Grace became the laughter in their evenings, the calm after Ethan's long workdays at the hardware store. One night, after Lily fell asleep on Grace's lap during story time, Ethan looked at her across the couch, his voice barely a whisper. "I didn't think I could feel this again." Grace looked down at the sleeping child and then back at Ethan. "Love doesn't disappear, Ethan. Sometimes it just hides until it feels safe again." For the first time in years, Ethan let someone in, and just when life began to look like a second chance, the past knocked on his door. Literally, Kelly. Her eyes were sharp, her voice dripping with entitlement as she walked into the apartment she once abandoned. "I want to be part of Lily's life again." Ethan froze. His world tilted. The woman who had shattered his trust, who had disappeared without even a birthday card, was now demanding a place in the life she had walked away from. Grace stood beside him, shock on her face, but she didn't step between them. She simply held Ethan's hand, a silent promise of support. Kelly continued, "I've changed. I deserve another chance. And Lily deserves her mother." Ethan wanted to shout. He wanted to banish her from the world he had rebuilt. But all he could see was Lily, the little girl who still kept an old photograph under her pillow, praying quietly every night for a mom she barely remembered. So he agreed to supervised visits. For Lily, but for him, every one of those visits was a storm. Kelly criticized everything: Ethan's apartment, his parenting, even Grace. One afternoon, when Ethan returned to pick Lily up, Kelly smirked. "So you replaced me already? With the kindergarten teacher?" Goo. It was a knife disguised as a sentence, and Ethan felt it. That night, he sat on the balcony, head in his hands. What if I'm doing the wrong thing? What if I'm hurting Lily? Again, Grace knelt in front of him. Ethan, loving someone doesn't mean you failed before. It means you survived and still had room left in your heart. But what if Kelly ruins everything? He whispered. Grace smiled sadly. She can only ruin something if she was ever part of building it. He looked up. Grace didn't walk away because things got complicated. She stayed, steadier than he ever expected someone to be. Months passed. The custody evaluation began. Kelly tried to paint herself as a changed woman, but her efforts were inconsistent. Canceling visits, arriving late, making promises she didn't keep. Lily started noticing point one evening. She climbed into Ethan's lap, eyes downcast. Daddy? Why does Mommy keep forgetting me? Ethan's heart cracked. Oh, sweetheart. She loves you. She just doesn't know how to show it. Lily sniffled. But Grace knows. Grace always shows love. Ethan wrapped his arms around her, tears burning behind his eyes. Yeah, she does. That night, Ethan realized something important. Kelly might have been the deepest hurt, but Grace was the healing. The custody court's final decision arrived months later. Kelly would have limited, supervised visits only, based on her inconsistency and emotional instability. Ethan would retain full custody. He felt relief. He felt guilt. He felt everything all at once, and then Grace walked in, holding a small envelope. What's that? He asked. She handed it to him. Inside was a drawing Lily had made. It showed 3 people. Lily in the middle. Ethan holding one hand. Grace holding the other, and underneath, in big colorful letters, my family. Ethan's eyes stung as Grace whispered, I didn't want you to think I was trying to take Kelly's place. I just love you both. That's all. Ethan cupped her face gently. Grace, you didn't take anyone's place. You created your own. He kissed her, soft but certain, the kind of kiss that felt like coming home. Years later, Ethan would look back on this chapter of his life with clarity he didn't have back then. Yes, he believed in love, and yes, that belief once caused the deepest hurt. But it also led him to Grace, healing, a life where Lily laughed louder than the echoes of the past. And if you're listening to this right now, remember, sometimes the hurt isn't a warning. Sometimes it's a bridge toward a love that was meant for you all along. If the story touched your heart even a little, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Because love, real love, deserves to be believed in. Always.